I've been doing this construction thing for a while. I've been an employee, but more often than not, I've been the boss. So I've had a lot of guys that I've hired over the years, and some of them have worked out really well. One of them I hired, and then he hired me. We became best friends. We worked well together. We got a lot of stuff done. Good times. Good times. And then there's been some guys that I've really got along with, but they they had a philosophy of, and there were certain comments that they would make that would always tell me that they're not going to do the work the way that I want them to do the work. One of the things that they would say would be, well, that's good enough. And anytime it was good enough was basically, it could be good, it could be better, but no, that's fine. Another thing they would say is, well, can't see it from my house. Oh, that's funny, but people are paying us to do it because they can see it from theirs. Anyway, so these things became very frustrating to me, and trying to get somebody to change their perspective on the value of work that they didn't have to live with was sometimes difficult. You either had it or you didn't. And there are people that take no pride in their work, really. It's a paycheck, and it doesn't matter if it's construction or business or anything. There are a lot of people that just don't care. They think, you know what, I'll do just enough to get by. And it's frustrating because at the end of the day, you inevitably have to go back and fix stuff that really just wasn't good enough. A lot of times in our lives, we look to God and we say the same thing. I remember somebody said, I've done enough for God. It's somebody else's turn now. What I've done is good enough. And that shows a perspective that says, I really don't care. It's not about God. It's about me. It's not about sacrifice. It's about my, how I get served. It's not about my commitment. It's about my comfort. And there's a lot of people that look at faith that way. Now, I'm not saying that faith is a Christian walk supposed to be a drudgery. No, it's not. But we expect to get something out of our relationship with God. We expect to get something out of our faith with God that is a direct result of what we're putting into our relationship with God. And what we're releasing is like, how am I saying to you, you just have to put up with what I'm willing to give you. You just have to accept my limited obedience or submission to you. The thing is, God says he doesn't have to accept it. And we have this idea that God has to accept whatever we give him and be happy with it. But God says no. He said in Malachi, he said, I would that you would just shut the doors of the temple and stop making useless sacrifices. He was pretty harsh with the people of Israel, saying that that's not what I want. I don't want your second best. I don't want your seconds. I want your firsts. I want your first fruits. I want the best of your life. Why? Because God wants to come in and make the best better. He wants to show us the best life possible, and we can't if we only give him second best. So the thing is, it's funny because we give God our second best because we want to keep our best, and God says, well, I want to give you better than you could ever imagine. I want to fulfill you. I want to give you in your heart the things that you really desire: love, joy, peace, those things that give you fulfillment, those things that give you purpose, those things that make you look to the world with strength and courage, and have peace in your heart. That's what God says I want to give you. So we need to stop looking at God and saying, well, be happy with what you've got. When God says, love me with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength, God says, give me your best. And that's what he deserves. Hope that's been an encouragement to you. God bless you.